Hi guys, welcome to Short Nail Life. So in today's video, this is a recreation from Lissette Cruz. I am so excited. I love her design. She did this last year and it was so pretty. I had to recreate it. So this I'm showing you right now is a set of red polishes from Beetles. It's called the Bloody Mary polish set, I guess. I hate the name. I've told you guys I am not the spooky person. I am not the buyer for spooky things. I just bought it because I saw the shades and I thought they were so pretty. I think this is like a real good investment. Every holiday, mainly most holidays, have something to do with red. So I feel like this is just a good set to have around. I did pay for this with my own money. I just wanted to share with you guys. And I bought this when it was on sale. I believe it's off sale right now. I try to buy all of my polishes when they do go on sale because I like to save money. But yeah, I bought that, like I said, when it was on sale. And so I'm going to build my nails up with this color today. I'm not going to get too in depth with how I build these nails up because I feel a little rusty with long nails. I have not done them since February, I think. So yeah, I'm a little rusty and I don't want to mess anybody up about my application. I'm just gonna let you enjoy it. But I do want to mention that this gel polish, I'm sorry, this builder gel from Lisa, you're going to see it be two different colors. On my pointer and my middle, it's going to be a different color than the ring and the pinky. And that's because I noticed that it was having the inconsistency on the nails. And I realized I needed to stir it up, which is why I tell you guys, I don't like the Lisa regular builder gel. Well, I like them. I just don't like that fact about it, that it has to be stirred up so much. So yeah, I had to stir it up and then I finished the rest of the nails. So that's why the colors look a little different. But I do want to say, I wanted to make these nails short so bad. This initially was my first video and I was going to make it short. And when I decided that I need to start my Halloween content, I could not think of anything to do with the long nails. And I wanted it to be first as well, since I decided I was going to do long nails again. And I don't know, after I did it, I realized I should have done this as a short set. And I'm kind of mad at myself, but I'm trying to think, should I just do a short set at some point this month in this same design and just change the colors? I don't know. You guys let me know if you would watch that, if I redesigned this and did it in a short set. Obviously, it will not be this, I would say, blingy. I would have to change a couple of things to fit a shorter set. And then I also want to change the colors. So yeah, let me know if you want to see that. And also, please give me suggestions of colors that you want to see if I had to redo that. Yeah, I'm excited if you want to see that. Because I can't tell you how much I really wanted to make this a short set. But I decided to make it long for some strange reason, because I knew I wanted to use this hand more. And if you didn't know, I decided to use this hand more because it's just sitting there wasting my money. And I paid a lot of money for this hand. So once a month, you're going to see this hand. And it's going to be sitting on display in my room for me to see it. So I always want it to be cute. I don't want it to just be a messed up set. And if you're wondering why the pinky is stiletto, it's because I like it. I just like having one nail kind of different when they're long. I just love that look. I think it's very pretty. So I'm going to wipe off all of these nails. So the pinky nail is going to be shinier than the rest of the nails. And that's because I had to go back in and add a little bit more product in the apex area. So it was already shiny. So I'm just going to base coat the rest of these nails. And these nails are actually thin. I feel like they look thick on camera, but these are very thin. They barely have an apex if you look at them sideways. And I did that because I knew I was going to add a bunch of gel polish and glue and stuff. And I didn't want them to be too bulky, which it worked out just fine. So I decided I wanted to use gold in today's set, but I didn't like the fact this was so sheer. So I took it off and decided to use this gel paint. If you're going to use a gel paint, you want to work with it very thinly because it is hard to cure when you use it as polish. Well, mines are personally. So I do work with it very thinly, and as you can see, it's still sheer. So I did have to do 2 coats of the gel paint. And what I did was I just put 1 coat of that sparkly gold that I initially wanted to use. I put 1 coat on top of it, and it gave it a nice effect. So once I painted all of these nails, I realized that my colors were backwards for myself. I had a specific look. Of course, I wanted to look like Lisette set, but I had the nails backwards from what I actually wanted to do. So I had to start over, file that polish off, and then I'm going to repaint the nails, but I'm not going to make you watch that. I know that could be boring. So I just redid it off camera, and I'm just showing you I did add that glitter polish on top of that gold just to give it a little bit of extra sparkle. And that glitter polish actually has like a red undertone, and that's why I feel like it matches the red so much. So I'm going to top coat the rest of the nails, well, all of the nails, just to protect the design. I am honestly good about touching the nails before I top coat them, and then I end up having to wipe them with alcohol, and it's just easier just to top coat them now. And I did feel like I made this nail a little bit too bulky, so I did go in and file it a little bit, and then I added another top coat on top because I kind of went into the design, to be honest. I really was trying to get the shape back, and so it needed a top coat. But this is a very thin top coat. It's not too thick. It's the Born Pretty Super Top Coat, and if you use it, you know it's not that thick at all. So I'm going to create these drips on this pinky. I do want to say I did watch Lisette's set last year, and I did not watch it again from last year to this year. I just remembered this set because I knew I wanted to recreate that so bad this year. I knew that it was going to happen. So I didn't rewatch her video. So I didn't even realize she had drips on her nails. So when I went back and I looked at the picture after I got done with this set, I was so amazed that I remembered it so well. I was going to actually put the pixie crystals as the drips on here, but when I started drawing, I noticed that my polish was separating from the nail. If you can see it, I'll put an arrow. That's because the top coat is repelling the gel polish, and this made it so hard to draw on. And I see plenty of people draw on their top coat, and I was wondering if it's this top coat or if it was me. Like, I didn't know what was happening, but I usually draw on a matte, but I didn't want to add too many layers since I've already added so many. So I just kept going instead of taking it off and adding the matte. I just let it do what it wanted to, and I just kept redrawing my lines. But in the end, I actually liked the fact that it was repelling the colors because it kind of gave it more of like a willowy look, a abstract look. I don't know how to describe it. It made it more thin and more organic, I guess. So I did pour acrylic on those nails. That's the Beauty Secrets from Sally's. Yeah, so that's what I did, and I did have to do touch-ups. Like I said, that color was repelling a little bit, so I did have to go back in and do a touch-up. So now what I'm doing is I'm just doing this little squiggle abstract line, and I'm going to dump some pixie crystals on top. I don't know if I fully explained the pinky. I decided not to do the pixie on the pinky because the lines were so thin. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it work since it was being repelled by the top coat. I didn't think it was going to work, so I didn't even try it. And this is not the best way to do these pixie crystals because they were all over my table once I got done, but I did the lazy version, so that's why I just went with it. And once I got done drawing and doing these little pixie crystal things, I realized I didn't like how thin I made it, and instead of like drawing it and then reapplying more pixie crystals, making it bigger, I decided to try the chain and outline it with the chain, and this worked for me. I feel like it did add a little bit more length to this design, and it made it pop a little bit more. And I did do this same thing for my Valentine's nails this year. I just love this technique. It does add length to your design, especially if you have short nails. It can really, I feel like, make the pixies look bigger, I guess you would say. And I did top coat the pixies and the chain because it can turn. The chain can turn. The pixie would probably be fine. I just want to make sure they were really stuck in there. And then I'm going to use the gold chain to create my spider webs. Again, I remember this set so well. I didn't know what she used for the lines, but I remember she used the bars for the cuticle bars for the spider web. And I think hers is actually a recreation from someone else. I can't remember. Don't quote me. I didn't watch the video. Like I told you guys, I went from memory and I was so excited to make this set. So I did use the bars to do the cuticle bars to do the webs. I cut them in half with some nail clippers, and that kind of gave it the length that I was looking for. These are not perfect. If you recreate this, these are not perfect. It did, to me, I realized that even if they came out too short, you really couldn't tell that I cut it too short, because nobody is going to be like, oh, this one is like 2 inches or centimeters or however length. This is too smaller than the other one or something like that. Nobody's going to care. Even on camera, you can't tell which ones are long, which one is short. So I would say if you do this, don't stress so much about trying to make that part perfect. Just try to line them up the best that you can. So I'm going to use some Bling It and put it all over the nails. And I forgot to mention it. I use Bling It, which is LGN Pro's or Lissette's line. And it really worked well for me because I knew I was going to be taking my time. And if I did something with top coat or something, it was just going to slide. So with her, Bling It, it worked just fine. It did slide a little bit in some of the areas. And that's because I took forever trying to arrange it. And these are just some dark red rhinestones. They're not the red or cyan color. I think these are garnet. Is that correct? I can't remember. But I'm just using the bars and making the spider leg. And I kind of rearranged this off camera, but I can't remember how I rearranged it. This was a good minute ago when I did this design. So I couldn't get all of the legs to fit on the camera, so you'll on the nail. I couldn't get all the legs to fit on the nail, so you will see that I did kind of miss out putting one set of the spider legs on the nails, and I just completely went without them. And I felt like that was fine. I don't feel like anybody would be complaining about it or anything, but I didn't have enough room, and this was the first time I've ever done anything like this. So if I ever tried to do it again, I would know to push the spider more up so that I would have more room for the spider legs. And that's what I'm trying to show you. It's missing one of the legs at the bottom right here. But I still think it turned out so good. I really do love this. It is so pretty. I'm going to top coat everything and follow it up off camera. And voila, this is what I came up with. I think this is so pretty. I love this set. I love how it turned out. I'm so happy I was able to recreate it. Again, this was Lisette's design or her recreation of somebody else's design, something like that. But I'm going to link her video down below so she can get proper credit. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I do new videos every Tuesday and Friday. I want you guys to have an amazing day. Bye.